I tell you what, it's starting to look an awful lot like winter outside. And you know what that means? More train time. So let's get to it. So welcome back to the channel. To start, I think I'm not going to use the GoPro to film as much anymore, if at all. The last video I had to edit with the files from that, I really had a hard time. I couldn't transfer it to my phone for some reason. And when I went to use the editing software on my computer, it had an update, which I updated, and then it's saying that it doesn't work well with something else that did. And just, back in 2006, it was really simple. It was really easy, user-friendly. Nowadays, without Windows Movie Maker, I don't know where I'm at. So I'm probably going to just use my phone right now. It really records the same quality videos anyways, so why not just stick with what works? So anyways, with that said, we've caught up on all of the previous stuff. I've got a couple of unboxing videos, but that's neither here nor there. Now we are on current stuff finally. So a lot of stuff has actually happened in the last week or so. A lot of big things that I've been wanting to take care of. First, we took care of building the bridge. All right, so this is the start of something that hopefully works. These two pieces are going to become something that looks like this. And then this is going to be something that replaces the 2x4 under there and sits underneath this. Just a little bit short on both sides, so that way I can put another one of these pieces on like either side, like that underneath, of course, right, to make it look halfway decent. And then I'll slide, so not only will it make it look pretty underneath, but it will also be part of the guidance for it to sit down. All right, well, goes over that side. This side I still need to work on, but it goes over that side. And this one here goes over that one. And goes over that one. Well, I mean, my measurements are way off. They're way off. But whatever, it's on here. That's all I care about. Pre-wired right now for the DCC, which I'm going to do a little bit differently. For now, I'm just going to use these things. This will be mounted on the layout side. And then they're just the little banana clip doodads. So these will have these, so we'll just unplug them. Then the nice thing is, although I'm not going to be able to do it one-handedly, especially right now, but I gotta, this is too tight over here. I need to shave that back a little bit. But it does lift out fairly nicely, and boom, now I can go out. So, all right, so I got the bridge in place. This unit, the way the decoder works, it's a cheap decoder. It just turns on automatically when there's power to the rails. So at this point, there's no power to the rails. DCC is on, so this is powered and this is powered. So if I were to take this back there, it's working. As soon as I cross over here, there's no keep alive, so that helps out. So no DCC on this until I plug this one in. And now I got DCC on this. Alright, we'll see. It all goes around that way. It works. Alright. Sweet. The only thing I don't like
is the fact that I want a lift out bridge. I can, like right now, lift out, get under, and slap back down. But with the wires the way they are like this, where I got to unplug it, going to take some time. And I've also got to shave off just a little bit on this side and on this side. I've already done a little bit there, but just to make it go a little bit easier. But beyond that, it's working. Right now, I want to get to painting the track, and then I can ballast. I want to do that to try to give the track as much support as I can, because right now it's just on with the liquid nails, which I'm sure will work fine, but I've been able to pull up track just, because I needed to, off of liquid nails, and it's not that hard. So I want to get the ballast on as quick as I can to try to get that once it's all glued in. Once the ballast is glued in place, I'm hoping that it will give a little bit more protection to the tracks from coming up. Probably won't, but in my mind it will. What I used on the section number 1 of the layout was, I believe, from the photo that I got, because I can't remember, it's been 2 years since I did it, was this little bottle from Model Masters. And if my eyes can read, it's Railroad Tie Brown Flat. Alright, so I think I've got it at about a 50-50 mix. I don't know what I was thinking. I was pouring the paint and just kept pouring, and I was like, oh crap, I need room for the IPA. I listen a lot to Boomer Diorama, although it doesn't look like it. There's some things I really try to do what he says, because the guy knows what he's doing. And I could definitely get away with a lot less paint in here to make it go a little farther, but it's all right. It's all good. Perfect. So you can see it's kind of a nice little rusty brown. So we're just going to give it a quick little burst. Now, before it gets too dry, I'm going to come along and wipe off the top. The next thing that I did this week was something that I've wanted to do for quite some time, I think, since I really started laying the track over here. I've had the Walthers signals, the crossing signals, and I've just had them wired up to a board. I can't remember the gentleman's name. I think his name is Jeff. I don't know if he's got a specific store or not, but it's a gentleman that's on Facebook that is in some of the train groups out there, and he makes the control boards for lights, for flashing lights and that sort of stuff, traffic lights and everything like that. So I had the Walthers lights paired up with his flasher board just plugged into the wall, and then I also got a We-Can bell system. The audio to the visual. So I never had the bell running. So you can see on the back wall there, I have them wired up together. The one on the left is the flasher board. The center is the speaker, which I've just ended up using, if I can get in there. Basically, I just use these little clips here that hold the wires. I just clipped the one end that comes back and made a cradle using 2 of them. So the speaker is free floating in there. I didn't know exactly how else to secure it, because there's no place. I thought about gluing the back of it, but I wanted it to make sure that it would not distort the sound or anything like that. And then beside that to the right is the We-Can sound board, and then all that ties into a distribution block that goes down to the plug somewhere down there. So what I have are 2 switches down here. The one controls the lights, as you can see, and then the other one will control the bell independently. And we come back down here, you can see them going off. Now I think I need a better power supply, because every once in a while you can see the lights jump a little faster. So that tells me that with the bell going, it's taking just a little too much juice, is the only thing I can think of. So, but I've put them on separate buttons, just so that way I can have them flashing by themselves, as well. In prototypical fashion, sometimes I've seen it where they're going to be working on pulling this out or whatever have you, and they'll just sit across the roadway, the lights will still be going, whatever the case is. So I just figured that that would be well enough, and then if I really wanted to, I could hit both at the same time. So yeah, I think that works out pretty well. So I'm happy that that is finally done. So that's two big things that I wanted to get done on this layout. I also painted some of the track. I forgot. I basically painted from the back corner there all the way around, obviously over the bridge as well, to just behind here. That's when I ran out of the mixed paint that I had. I've got more paint that I need to mix, and I should have enough to do the entire layout. The next thing that I got done was one that was going to haunt me for a while, because I haven't really done any elevation. Back of the town over on this corner here, I put a couple of little white foam boards and just did a little bit, but it wasn't very much, and it really wasn't that good. So this was the section that's going to be out in front. It's where the road dips down underneath the train tracks. So I finally got around to doing that. So last night I built all this up. Now, kind of looks like stone, but it won't be stone. This side's a little bit more angular and janky. This side here has a little bit more of a flow. But I think it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with the results. The road cuts right through. I might do some sort of a stone right along the side where it looks like they kind of cut out. I gotta play around with that, find out if I even left enough room to really do much like that. But all this will be grass up along here and then up and over. And yeah, finally got around to that last night. I'm really happy with that. Some pictures of the progress as I went last night. This was all done in one afternoon. I just said yesterday it was still the full. Actually, I didn't even have these on here. I found this in the garage. I was like, you know what, that'll be perfect. Cut it down to size, glued them together, and then after a while, hey, the glue sat. All right, cool. So I just started hacking away at it, and yeah, I'm happy with it the way it is. I haven't put this down yet. The bridges still lift out, and the truck still lifts out. I need to get everything done, set this. I need to figure out how I can hide this crack here. It's not a crack, it's just two separate pieces. See if I can figure out how to hide that, and then drill underneath for the power to go down. But that is my typical Amazon truck. As I've said, I think in the previous video, truck drivers and me anymore. I'm a truck driver, have been for 26 years, and I just do not like the quality of truck drivers, especially the ones that drive for those. Well, that's not even a company, but drive those trailers around. So, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, I got the street laid. I got paint down, and it actually kind of works out. When I did this, the paint was dry, and then I put paint or the tape over it to make the white. I did the yellow first. And when I pulled the tape up in certain areas, it ended up pulling up some of the paint. And I was kind of bummed about it at first, and then I thought, you know what, it makes it look a little bit more aged and distressed. So I took some tape and I went over a few little areas and pulled up a little bit more just to make it look a little more even. So not my greatest work, I'll admit that, but it's all a learning process at this point. So it is what it is, you know. I also added 3 more lights. There's a reason why I've got the sign for the gas station right there. It's because originally that's where that light should have gone. This light should have been there. Would have been equally spaced with everything. However, right under there is a 2x4 that I couldn't drill through. So, yeah, I ended up having to move it over to there, which is fine. I got to get one more to stick over there, and when I do that, it's going to give me 2 extra. I thought about pulling the one from there, but then that doesn't have a light there. So I'm going to get 2 more packages, actually, and then I'm going to light down this side of the road here. I don't have any lights down here yet. I wasn't planning on it, but I think if I got to buy one for over there and have 2 spare lights, I might as well get another pack and have 5 total, 4 total, 5 total, and stick them down along there. Also got another set of Woodland Scenics traffic lights. These are non-functional. Well, no, they are functional. They're non-changing. So 2 of them stay red, 2 of them stay green. Don't have this one wired up because I don't want, the problem I have back there is this traffic here, the traffic over there in the one way has a green light, and it flashes or faces the wall and ends up just lighting the whole wall up green. So originally I was kind of wiring this one up, and I wasn't getting the wires to connect properly, and I just said, you know what, I don't want it to flood out the wall, so I decided to not wire that one up. This one's red and that one's green, so this has the green light. And got this scenic, got the sign up, got it lit, and ended up just painting this. Now I've got a good little lip going down, something that's workable anyways. Just got to add in a little bit of a driveway or something there. And then I can go ahead and scenic over here, get this taken care of. And yeah, and then I've also got this little truck. This is from D's Trucks. If I can remember the website, I will link it in the description. It's got lights front and back, but it is an RC truck. Here's the controller. And we just pop this open, turn that on. Come over here, turn this guy on, and then we've got a truck, which obviously I've only got one hand, so, but, get up and over. So, yeah, I thought that's kind of a cool little thing. All right, so I believe that pretty much gets us up to speed for today. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Well, I do know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to scenic in that little section there, as I was mentioning, and start branching out. I've got to get some more ballast. Normally I think I ballast first and then do the scenic. And this time I just wanted to start beside the cross dock and do that section. And then it kind of came out, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do what I can. So I am pretty much out of the ballast that I've used, which is the medium gray. I've got a lot of fine gray, and I've thought about it, but I don't want to start changing up what I already have, especially not in a noticeable area. So I'm going to get some more of the ballast, and I've got to get to the bridge and get that taken care of still. But I haven't really used it at this point. I've been worried more about working on the layout. So, yeah, I'm going to probably scenic that and either Amazon or go to Hobbytown, pick up some of the ballast. And then by the time I get done that, hopefully the ballast is in, then I can ballast the bridge, the lift out bridge, and then ballast the rest over there. And then I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do about, like I said, stones or rock or whatever for like a little bit of a cutout. I might not. I mean, looking at it, it might be grass all the way down. It might be a little, valley that was there or something that they put the road into. I don't know. Could be an old river or something that's gone like 100 years ago.
But anyways, I think that will wrap this video up. I thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, get these out there, and let's get this community built up, just like the layout. So, all right, take care. Bye.